Hello to all of you July babies. I'm Dr. Karen and I'm about to do a colour analysis for you for 2026's March. I certainly hope that February turned out for you the way in which you would have expected, and that if you had used your missing colours from the list that you were given, that you would have had a better result than you might otherwise have expected to achieve. Now, this month, I've decided to use an oracle deck from the runes. Now, this is a very interesting little deck. There aren't very many cards in it, but they certainly have a lot to say, and let's see whether their input will help guide you along your way through March 2026. So let's get started, shall we? Now, for those of you who watched my readings in February, you may have noticed that I'm no longer using cards. I can't shuffle them anyway. So instead, what I've gone for is a whole range of coloured circles. These give us the same information. They're a bit noisier, and I think they're a lot more fun. So let's get started. Okay, very well then, July babies, all our July people. Let's see what the runes will offer us as some additional advice for the colour reading. Right, so now I'm looking for 4 colour circles that will tell me what advice to give to people born in the month of July, this one, for March 2026. There's a second one, a third, and here we have the 4th. All right. So, what do we have here? We have red on cyan, brown on cyan, purple on grey, and purple on blue. Very well then. The main energy you're bringing with you into the month of March is red on cyan. These are opposites on the colour wheel, and being opposites, they tend to swing you from one extreme to the other. Internally is the cyan, which is a need for peace and quiet and harmony and just things settling down. There's been a lot of activity, and we can see that from the red in the real world. Lots of energy put out, lots of activity, lots of excitement, lots of things where you've either taken the lead role or had other people take it for you. There's been risks taken, and all of this as a result of this underlying feeling of this will make me happy, this will make me feel content. Alongside this, we also have brown on cyan. Now, cyan internally, as it has here, is still about that same desire for contentment, for peace, for harmony, for being settled and just relaxed. But in the real world, there's been lots of things to do. There are goals, there are ambitions, there are jobs that require doing, there are skills that need to be learned. There are lots of different things that you have desired to do. Part of that has to do with the red up here in the previous colour wheel, but this time it's all about getting practical. Whereas the red of the cyan has to do with simply allowing yourself to find pleasure in action. Now we have pleasure as a result of the things that you have accomplished. Coming up for you in the future, however, is purple on grey. Now, grey has to do internally with confusion, with dealing with uncertainty, trying to find a middle path. What is it that you don't feel 100% comfortable with? The cyan that appears back here as the underlying force in both of these incoming energies is all about making yourself feel calm and relaxed. But the grey tends to suggest that that calm and relaxed could just be a bit of an illusion, because in the real world, things are changing and they're changing rapidly. Whether or not you have initiated those changes or whether those changes are occurring outside of your control doesn't really matter. Those changes are both creative and destructive. You're learning stuff that will enable you to make things better, but in order to make them better, they have to be bad to start off with. So there is here a tendency towards creating stuff that creating opportunities, creating experiences that don't exactly make you feel as though you're in charge. In fact, if anything, they make you feel more confused than you were before you engaged in those activities. But we also have as the underlying energy that same purple in the real world, that same pressure to fix things, to get things working in a direction that you want it to go in. And remembering that purple is also a color associated with child energy. So it's fun energy. You are actually enjoying life. But inside, unlike in the previous two blues where they are cyan, this time it's blue in itself. Cyan is about peace and calm and contentment. Blue, on the other hand, is about duty and responsibility. You have to do certain things and you know you have to do them. And if that means disrupting what you are doing elsewhere in life, of making things uncertain for a period of time, which is what the grey is all about here in this future combination, the grey and the purple together, uncertainty about future healing, future enjoyment. Here, the blue is all about the duty to and the responsibility to nurture whatever it is that requires you to enjoy and to feel, to fix the things in your life that have gone somewhat astray. So let's now look at the colours that are missing, because these hold the key to what alternative paths you could travel on. There's no black, there's no white. There's no, you do have red, there's no yellow, there's no green. You have blue, you have brown, there's no orange, but you do have grey and purple. There is no pink, but you do have cyan. So the colours here that you're working with throughout the month of March are red, blue, brown, grey, purple, and cyan. What you're not working with, and the colours that probably would be of benefit for you to deal with, are black, white, yellow, green, orange, and pink. Looking at those 6 colours, which is the most appealing and then which is the least appealing amongst them? Because those two hold the key as to how you're going to navigate this time of this period of getting things fixed up around your life, overcoming uncertainty and at the same time being able to fulfill your duty and obligations. So, black is about taking time out. It's about getting inside of yourself and coming to terms with whatever it is that you have as deep knowledge about yourself and your circumstances. White is all about a flash of inspiration, but it's also curiosity and needing to deal with the unexpected. Yellow has to do with learning, memory, and also dealing with issues that arise as a result of you feeling as though you're a little bit anxious about things. Green has to do with opportunities, with new life, with the ability to recognize and change the values that you hold in the past in order to step into a future. Orange is about courage and confidence and overcoming crises as they arise. And pink is vulnerability, but it's also about love and being able to accept others' input into your life without resistance. So, which of those is most appealing, which is least appealing? Add them into your repertoire and see just how it makes a change to the way in which you deal with this purple that it occurs in the real world. How are you going to ensure that you do, in fact, make changes, that you do construct something out of whatever it is that you had to destruct in the first place, but that construction turns out to be a positive one for you? Let's have a look at what the oracle has to say about this. And there's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try. Just get the focus here. It says, transformation may represent a horse, a car. Sorry, what it says is transportation. It may represent a horse, a car, a plane, a boat, or other vehicle, movement and change for the better. Well, transportation, often that comes across as being part of a change, heading somewhere different. And that is always associated with the colour purple. So it's also associated with green, taking opportunities as they arise. So maybe that's a hint for you as one of the colours you should consider. You'll notice that today's readings have been rather short, and that's because while these are being uploaded, I'm on my way on a 2-day trip, 4 days round trip, with an additional day down there to go and see the traditional Chinese dances. I've been waiting for this for a couple of years. Last year, it was a cyclone that prevented us from going. This year, I'm definitely going to get there. So, while I'm going to be enjoying that, I hope you enjoy the reading. And if you did enjoy it, please give it a like, or maybe even comment. It always comes in handy for the algorithm. If you're new here and a bit confused, I'll leave a couple of cards at the end to give you some idea of what it is I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Until I see you again, this time for April's reading, may the colours of your life lead you exactly where you need to be.